Hi folks, Chef Ian here, and we're in the Cooks Collective today and Kitchen 101, and we're going to be making a cream of chicken and vegetable soup. So on the stove I've actually got some chicken stock heating up. That's a homemade chicken stock that I've made in the Ninja pressure cooker, but if you don't have your own homemade, the next best thing I suggest is from our pantry, the bone roasters chicken stock. That's the best chicken stock around the market. Seasoning, we're just going to be using the Spice Lab Malanga peppercorn, Olsen sea salt, and some cream. Some mixed veg, and I picked this up from Woolworths. It's already cut and diced up already, so it makes life so much easier. And the soup itself, we're going to thicken it, and we're using a process called a beurre manié. Beurre manié is equal quantities of plain flour and butter. So you melt the butter down, mix the flour through it, and that's going to thicken the chicken stock up. So very simple process. It's a great thing if you're making a wet dish like a curry, or it's a little bit runny. Rather than using corn flour slurry, you can, as I said, use your flour and butter. Important thing, however, though, is that you've got to cook this out. You don't just add it into it. You've actually got to let the flour cook, otherwise you're going to have this raw taste of flour. So I've got our stock now coming up to the boil. So I'm just going to add some of our mix, and then I'm just going to whisk that in so it all blends in, and as I said, it'll start to thicken the soup up. So I'll add a bit more. And as you can probably see already that it is starting to thicken. So maybe just add one little bit more to it, and then I think that'll be enough. So the soup will also thicken up with the addition of the vegetables as well. So I'll let that cook out. It's going to take about 5 minutes for that flour to cook out, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the next step in the recipe. All right, so what we're looking for here is we want the soup to have this sort of, I guess, glossy, I call it almost velvety, sort of like texture. You don't want it too thick, but again, you don't want it watery. So that's pretty all right. In French terminology, we would call this a chicken velouté. And if you saw my series, making a chicken velouté, you can do it traditionally through making a roux and that in your stock. We've just reversed the process. So this is, basically at the moment a chicken velouté, and that's your base sauce, so whatever then you add to it. So I've got our veg. And the beauty about these veggies is that, again, already diced up, so it saves you a mountain of work and your wrists. And voila. Now, again, we're just going to let this cook out. We'll let the veggies cook, so it's going to be about another 5 minutes or so. So we'll let the veggies cook, and then I'll show you how we're going to finish this soup off. See you soon. Okay, welcome back. All right, so our vegetables are all cooked. So to finish this off, there's a couple of ways you could do this. You could season this soup now and add your cream and serve it, as I said, with the vegetables. But because we're doing a cream soup, I'm actually going to blitz this down. I've also got to add to the to the soup here, I had some chicken pieces that when I made my stock, So I'm just going to add those in now as well. And I'll put in my cream. Just mix that through. And you'll see when you add the cream, it'll just lighten up the whole soup. So I'm just going to bring that back up to the boil, and I'm just going to blitz the soup. Okay, so that's all the vegetables all been through now. So you'll see the soup, as I said, developed a little bit more texture as well, thickened itself. That's why when you do add your beurre manié, don't make it too thick. If it gets too thick though, you can simply just add some water to it. Now, the only thing we need to do now is to season our soup. So we'll have a taste. Definitely need some seasoning. So a couple of spoons of the Olsen's sea salt. I've got some pepper that I've already ground down. Just mix that through. Now, if you're making this soup up and you're going to freeze it, then I suggest don't add the cream to the soup now, because when you heat it up, it's likely to split. So add the cream when you actually serve the soup. Have another taste again. Yep, very nice. Okay, so that's our soup ready to serve. Again, this soup's perfect for this time of year when it's a bit cold. And you can have this soup, and this can actually become a whole complete meal. So I'll just ladle into our bowl. I suggest with this soup some nice crusty toasted bread will go really well. Nice piece of sourdough, a bit of rye. Go well. Okay, and just to finish off the soup, you could drizzle a little bit of cream on top. I'm just going to put some parsley, even some caramelised balsamic would also work really nicely on this as well. So there it is, folks. That's our chicken and cream of chicken and vegetable soup. Easy to make, totally nutritious for you, and so easy to do at home. So instead of reaching for that can of soup, next time, why don't you give this one a crack? Your taste buds will love you for it. So, till next time, we'll see you soon. All the best.